has three controlling factors. Stroke volume depends on basically three factors. That is preload. Preload is the volume of ventricle stretched out before it is contracting. So volume of ventricle that would be stretched out before it starts contracting would depend on the ventricular filling. How much blood is coming into the left ventricle? We are talking of the left ventricle. So what was stroke volume? Stroke volume is the volume of blood pumped out by the left ventricle in one cardiac cycle. What is one cardiac cycle? Cardiac cycle is the series of events in the heart from one beat to another beat. So in one cardiac cycle, volume that is being pumped out, that is approximately 70 ml, and that depends on the kitna volume has been filled into the left ventricle, and that is in another word is also called as the preload. So in other words, preload is nothing but the diastolic ventricular filling. In other words, preload is nothing but the diastolic ventricular filling. So, and the diastolic ventricular filling would be given by the diastolic volume, that is at the end of the diastole. When the diastole is finishing, the volume of the diastole. So that in other words you can call that as the end diastolic volume. So preload can be said to be the end diastolic volume. And the end diastolic volume, that is the left ventricle filling up during the diastole. The left ventricular filling up with during the diastole, that is giving the end diastolic volume, can also be said to be because more blood is flowing into it. That is, the blood which is flowing into the ventricle is coming from where? Is coming from the venous system of the body, from all the veins of the body. So the venous drainage into the ventricle, into the artery and then into the ventricle would constitute the more ventricular filling. जब ज़्यादा ब्लड अंदर आएगा तभी तो ज़्यादा ब्लड भरेगा, और कॉन्ट्रैक्शन स्टार्ट होने से पहले डायस्टोल खत्म होगा, तो डायस्टोल के खत्म होते समय जो वॉल्यूम होगा वो एंड डायस्टोलिक वॉल्यूम कहलाएगा. जब ज़्यादा ब्लड अंदर आएगा तो डायस्टोल के दौरान ब्लड ज़्यादा भरेगा, वेंट्रिकल ज़्यादा डब्बा भरेगा ज़्यादा. अभी ये बात तो क्लियर है? yes, sir. और एंड डायस्टोलिक वॉल्यूम would therefore depend upon how much blood is coming into this, how much blood is coming into it, into the left, into the artery and therefore into the ventricle. That is the venous return. Venous return in अगर उसको और थोड़ा सा पीछे देखें, venous return is nothing but the blood flowing into the heart. Blood will flow into the heart when there is enough blood volume. So the volume of the blood, that is blood volume, will determine the venous return. So if the blood volume increases, the venous return will increase, and therefore the diastolic volume will increase, and therefore the preload will increase, and therefore the stroke volume can increase. So one of the determinant. Are we able to logically arrive at that? We need not remember it point wise, we can logically arrive at what are the factors involved over there. We are clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Now blood volume, if there is more blood volume, that would be venous return. So blood volume, somebody has to push the blood to go into the venous return. So what can increase the volume of blood going into the venous return? That can be exercise. What else can improve? Adding to that, that can be because of the vascular tone. So these are the various factors which are controlling the preload. So the question comes, what are the factors affecting what are the factors controlling the stroke volume? Stroke volume depends on what factors? Stroke volume depends on this and this. Of which this depends on this. Therefore, these are also the factors for stroke volume. Preload depends on what factor? This. Stroke volume depends on what factor? This. We are okay?
Yes, sir.
So एक साथ कई सारी चीजें आप पढ़ते जा रहे हैं, आपको अलग अलग नहीं करना. So the marker for this was end diastolic. Now we come to the afterload. What is the afterload? Afterload is the resistance against which the blood has to be pumped out. Preload was the volume of the ventricle before it was contracting. Now afterload is the resistance against which the ventricle has to contract, and that resistance would be the total peripheral resistance. Total peripheral resistance. What would be giving the total peripheral resistance? The pressure, the blood pressure. So system total peripheral resistance, again the resistance in the vessel, the systemic blood pressure. So if there is more systemic blood pressure, that means there is more total peripheral resistance, and more peripheral resistance means more afterload, because against more pressure the aortic valve has to open. Ventricle has to contract and open the aortic valve, and then the blood will go out into the vascular system. So if the outside pressure is more because of high blood pressure in the vascular system, the afterload would increase, and it would take more effort to open the aortic valve and so as to push the blood into the aortic system. What else can cause total peripheral resistance? Obviously, if there is more viscosity of the blood. So if there is more viscosity, if there is more blood viscosity, if the blood has become too much viscous, so that can cause the increase in the total peripheral resistance. So in nutshell, what are the controlling factors for this? Is the total pressure resistance. The thumb rule is that if there is more blood pressure and if there is high blood pressure, there is high afterload, and more afterload will counter the stroke volume, and therefore afterload will tend to decrease the stroke volume. Preload will tend to increase the stroke volume. Preload से stroke volume बढ़ेगा, afterload से stroke volume घटेगा. We are clear?
Yes, sir.
From preload to afterload, who is carrying the blood? The factor of contractility. What is contractility? Ability to generate force of contraction at the given preload and the afterload. At the given preload and the afterload, ability to contract the ventricles is the contractility. Now with that said, who brings in contractility? Contractility is brought in by the calcium channels. Because we have seen earlier, heart can increase force of produce force of contraction, ventricle can produce force of contraction by two methods. Namely, number one is the contractility and number two is the Frank-Starling law. So contractility is the thing by calling in more calcium from the ECF because of the infrastructural thing in the heart, which we have already seen, which is not there in the skeletal muscle. ECF from the calcium can be brought in by increasing the ability to increase more calcium. Bringing in more calcium can produce more contraction, and therefore the force of contraction increases. So contractility is dependent upon calcium, availability of the calcium. The second way where the heart can increase the force of contraction is by causing Frank-Starling law. What is Frank-Starling law? Within physiological limit, increase in the initial length of contraction will cause more force of contraction. अगर इनिशियल लेंथ ऑफ मसल ज्यादा होगा तो फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन ज्यादा होगा. ये कहानी कुछ प्रीलोड जैसी नहीं लग रही है. अगर लेंथ ज्यादा हो गया तो हम ज्यादा फेंक रहे हैं. तो प्रीलोड इज नथिंग बट Frank-Starling law. This is where the Frank-Starling is operating. So heart can increase force of contraction by two methods. Number one, Frank-Starling law, by increasing the preload, increasing the stroke volume. Second way by which the heart can increase the force of contraction is by increasing the contractility by calling in more ECF calcium inside. You are done?
Yes, sir.
How can increase easier calcium be brought into the contractility by sympathetic system. Sympathetic supply. Sympathetic and parasympathetic are two handles of the autonomic nervous system. So details comes up when the autonomic nervous system goes through. But for the time, sympathetic nervous system acts by beta 1, beta 2, alpha 1, alpha 2. ठीक है, alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2. I have put a YouTube video. You can check that out with my name. That gives you a very 2-3 minutes description of the 4 receptor and the mnemonic to remember, and we are done with that. We don't need much more there. But for the time being, for this present scenario, you just need to remember that sympathetic system acts through beta 1, beta 2. There is one heart, two lungs. So in heart there is beta 1. So in heart we just need to know beta 1. And beta 1 receptor are causing increase in the cyclic AMP, and that causes opening of more sodium channels and more L-type calcium channels. L-type calcium channels brings in more calcium, brings in more contractility, brings in more force of contraction, increases the stroke volume. And what was the sodium channel doing? It was increasing the sodium channel, and it was increasing the funny current, and it was increasing the heart rate. Where the heart rate increased. So therefore, if you remember, the sympathetic activity causes increase in the ionotropic effect, increase in the chronotropic effect, increase in the basmotropic effect, increase in the bromotropic effect. In reference over here, you have increase in the ionotropic effect. So there is more force of contraction, that is the ionotropic effect of the sympathetic activity. से अब ये पूरी कहानी हिंदी में एक बार फिर, स्ट्रोक वॉल्यूम के बारे में 3 बातें, ये 3 फैक्टर्स इसको कंट्रोल करते हैं। प्रीलोड, आफ्टरलोड, कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी। प्रीलोड डिटरमिन करता है इस बात को कि वेंट्रिकल कितना ज्यादा भर रहा है, वो इस बात पे डिपेंड करेगा कि वेंट्रिकल कितना ब्लड अंदर आ रहा है। ब्लड इतना अंदर आएगा, जब ज्यादा ब्लड वॉल्यूम होगा, जब वीनस रिटर्न होगा तो ब्लड ज्यादा भरेगा, तो डायस्टोल के एंड में वॉल्यूम ज्यादा रहेगा, तो एंड डायस्टोलिक वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा, तो प्रीलोड बढ़ेगा, तो स्ट्रोक वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा। आफ्टरलोड इस बात पे डिपेंड करता है कि कितनी ताकत, कितने मुश्किल दरवाजे के थ्रू हमको ब्लड को बाहर निकालना है। तो एओर्टिक वाल्व पे अगर रुकावट होगी तो आफ्टरलोड बढ़ेगा। आफ्टरलोड बढ़ेगा जब पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज करेगा। पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज करने का सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर जो होता है वो हाई ब्लड प्रेशर जो बाहर होता है। सिस्टमिक आर्टेरियल ब्लड प्रेशर अगर ज्यादा रहेगा तो पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ेगा। थ्योरेटिकली पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस ब्लड की विस्कोसिटी की वजह से भी बढ़ सकता है, कहने को तो ये एओर्टिक स्टेनोसिस की वजह से भी बढ़ सकता है। एओर्टिक स्टेनोसिस हो जाएगी यानी कि एओर्टा छोटा हो जाएगा, तो भी थ्योरेटिकली बहुत नॉमिनल सिचुएशन में, लेस कॉमन सिचुएशन पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज करेगा, बट मोस्ट कॉमनली पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज करेगा सिस्टमिक आर्टेरियल ब्लड प्रेशर की वजह से। कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी है एबिलिटी टू इंक्रीज फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन बाय कैल्शियम आयन को बुला के फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन को बढ़ाना और इसकी वजह से यहां से यहां तक पहुंचाना। ये बढ़ेगा जब सिंपैथेटिक एक्टिविटी बढ़ेगी, और सिंपैथेटिक एक्टिविटी का आइनोट्रोपिक इफेक्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी ला रहा है। प्रीलोड से ब्लड वॉल्यूम का भरना फ्रैंक स्टार्लिंग लॉ को कॉल कर रहा है। और कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी हार्ट के मसल्स के मास के ऊपर बढ़ेगी, तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी जब ज्यादा मसल मास होगा, वेंट्रिकुलर मसल मास, वेंट्रिकल का मसल मास अगर ज्यादा होगा तो ज्यादा कैल्शियम आयन होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी बेटर होगी। तो एथलीट्स में वेंट्रिकुलर मसल मास ज्यादा होगा, स्ट्रोक वॉल्यूम ज्यादा होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी बेहतर मिलेगी, इवन दो उनमें सिंपैथेटिक एक्टिविटी कम रहेगी। और वेंट्रिकुलर मसल मास अगर ढीला हो जाता है, एक एग्जांपल है क्लिनिकल सिनेरियो जिसको कहते हैं कार्डियोमायोपैथी। कार्डियोमायोपैथी एक डिजीज है, दैट डिजीज कार्डियोमायोपैथी कैन कॉज डिक्रीज इन द कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी। So similarly, heart का मसल अगर खराब हो गया है due to damage or aging or whatever, that can cause disease in the cardiac. Cardiomyopathy. Pathy means disease, myo means muscle, cardiac का muscle. Cardiac का muscle का disease, cardiomyopathy. Now with that, you have just finished factors causing afterload, preload, contractility. What is contractility? Frank-Starling law, difference between the two. We have just finished the factors affecting stroke volume. What are the factors affecting stroke volume? Short total stroke volume. We have just finished. And with that, I also finished cardiac output. That is stroke volume multiplied by time. If this is the time axis, this is the triangle, and if I push the triangle, multiply the triangle in the time. So I have stroke volume multiplied by heart rate. Time will give you the heart rate. Cardiac output is equal to stroke volume into heart rate. So we just finished stroke volume. With the same go we finished cardiac output. Allah se nahi paunga. We just now finished factors affecting cardiac output. Cardiac output is an important question, full question, short note, viva question. Cardiac output is the volume of blood which is being pumped out in 1 minute. So cardiac output is stroke volume into heart rate. Stroke volume of 70, heart rate is mota 70, 75, 17 to 70, 49. What are the factors on which the cardiac output is depend? Cardiac output depends on stroke volume into heart rate. Factors affecting the stroke volume, factors affecting the cardiac output. Heart rate would be affected by sympathetic activity causing increase in the cyclic AMP, calling in more sodium, more potassium, more calcium, more sodium. So this is the chronotropic effect, that was the inotropic effect of the sympathetic system.